Well, I'm back again with another video file about part 2 questions of IELTS speaking test, questions related to people. Today we would like to talk about expressions of admiration. But what does that mean? Well, in part 2 questions, sometimes when you want to talk about someone, you gotta talk about why you admire him or why you admire her. Why do you love this person? Why do you love that guy? So the question is how we can talk about this. Most of the students, unfortunately, they use simple expressions like, I like my mom very much, okay, or I like my girlfriend, I like my mentor, I really respect my manager. That's okay, but why don't we use some better expressions like some more academic and topic related expressions? So let's take a look at some of these target expressions, expressions of admiration, and let's see how we can get a better score in terms of our lexical resource. By lexical resource, always remember that I mean the vocabulary part. So follow me, please. Let's have a look. Well, let's imagine that we are talking about our mentor. Okay, so the target person is our mentor. The second column is expression of admiration and achievement or the reason. Take a look. I will always admire him for his determination to mentor young entrepreneurs and help them climb the ladder of success. These expressions, we have already covered them in the previous files. So take a look, watch those video files, and you will get familiar with these sentences and phrases. Now, let's imagine that you're talking about your parents. So instead of saying, I love my mom or something like that, you could say, I feel incredibly proud of my father's sheer hard work in providing for us, which helped me develop my own talent for business. Now, let's imagine that you are supposed to talk about a leader or a president of a country. So, I truly hold in high regard figures. I truly hold in high regard figures who stand up for human rights even when it means suffering many hardships. So I truly hold in high. Okay? Now let's imagine that you're talking about a colleague of yours, a coworker. So you could say something like this. Everyone thinks highly of her work because she has an outstanding talent for solving complex problems, which has earned her the respect of our entire firm, entire company. So, expressions like these, similar expressions to these, can help you boost your score in terms of vocabulary and in terms of lexical resource. And remember that this part simply applies to the final part of your part 2 speech regarding the question about people. Okay, so remember, whenever you want to wrap up the question, whenever you want to wrap up the speech, you can tell the examiner that how you generally feel about someone, or do you admire this person or not? And if you do, these are the proper tools to talk about this issue. Thanks. Bye-bye.